So if you haven't been living under a rock, you already know that the cryptocurrency markets, and specifically Bitcoin, which is the face of crypto, has been in a downward spiral, and all of this is because someone can't stop tweeting. Elon Musk, who has been recognized as one of the most creative entrepreneurs and most brilliant engineers of the digital age, and also has a cult-like following referring to him as Papa Musk and the Doge Father, is the reason for all of this.
That Elon probably got a few calls from institutions. He probably wanted to reassess the situation, saying, wait a minute, what have I gotten into here?
In this video, we will explore his rise into crypto stardom, almost single-handedly propelling Bitcoin to the front stage of the world, and stab it right in the back. Now, to understand how one man could possess the power to move $1 trillion market with just his tweets, we have to rewind to how Elon even became such a large figure to begin with. Elon's story is one of great accomplishments, but starts with very humble beginnings. Born to a Canadian mother and South African father, Elon grew up in Pretoria, South Africa, where his father, Elon Musk, was an electromechanical engineer, pilot, real estate consultant, and even a property developer. At age 10, Elon found an interest into computer programming, and by 12, coded his own game called Blastar and sold it for $500. You could even say this was his first business deal. There was plenty to come right after that. After graduating high school, he attended the University of Pretoria briefly before moving to Canada, where he attended the Queen's University in Ontario, then transferred to the University of Pennsylvania. He would do internships in Silicon Valley for multiple startups, where he would subsequently start his own venture with his brother Kimball and Greg Khoury called Zip2. This is where Elon coded 7 days a week and slept at the office and even showered at the YMCA because he couldn't afford an apartment. This ends up being a success, where Zip2 was bought by Compaq for $307 million in cash. He would then go on to co-found an email payment service called X.com. This snowballed into what we know today as PayPal. PayPal ends up getting bought by eBay.com for $1.5 billion, and with his newfound fortune, Elon starts Space Exploration Technologies, or SpaceX. That same year, Tesla Incorporated, which he co-founded, produced the first production lithium-ion battery car, which sold 2,500 units. Both SpaceX and Tesla ends up becoming wildly successful and catapults Elon's net worth to an all-time high of $185 billion, giving him the title the richest man in the world. Now the question is, why would someone as successful as Elon Musk want to get into decentralized currencies and meme coins? You first hear Elon's thoughts on crypto on a podcast with ARK Invest.
I have some friends of mine that are really involved in crypto. I mean, I think like the Bitcoin structure was quite brilliant. Yeah, it seems like there's some merit to Ethereum as well, and maybe some of the others. But, you know, I'm not sure that it would be a good use of Tesla resources to get involved in crypto. I mean, we're really just trying to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy. And I mean, I think actually one of the downsides of crypto is that computationally, it's like quite energy intensive.
Also in April of 2019, Elon tweets about Dogecoin, saying it's pretty cool and not much else. Over time, Elon's crypto presence grew more and more, even responding to J.K. Rowling's skepticism of Bitcoin on Twitter and giving her a different viewpoint. The tweets got more and more popular and entertaining, and this led to Elon becoming the front runner for crypto. He praised Bitcoin in an interview on Clubhouse.
I mean, clearly I should have at least bought some Bitcoin 8 years ago. Like, what more do people need to do? You know, like, Jesus, talk about being late. Talk about being late to the party.
Next, Elon did the unthinkable. That December, Tesla, which he co-founded and is the CEO of, announced a $1.5 billion purchase of Bitcoin, then doubled down earlier this year, tweeting that a Tesla could be purchased with Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency in general was finally getting the credit it deserved, and you almost had the perfect figure behind it to promote how great it was rather than traditional fiat currency. Now, Elon has always been critiqued and questioned, especially in the crypto space. Most people think he's just doing this for attention. The criticism got even worse after Tesla sold 10% of their Bitcoin stake after their $1.5 billion bet, which estimated made $100 million in profit.
What do you make of this selling of the 10% stake, and does this kind of show that the Bitcoin bet is paying off in the long term for them?
Well, you know, I was talking to my writing partner and friend Matt Horween, who said that was one of the best things he did. How could you not sell some? And
one of the biggest critics of this was Dave Portnoy, founder of Barstool Sports, which he claimed Elon Musk pretty much did a pump and dump on Bitcoin. At this point, Bitcoin was unstoppable, even heading to all-time highs and reached $63,000 per Bitcoin. Bitcoin, just like Elon, has had its fair share of criticism too. Since Bitcoin is decentralized, there's no issuing authority, and Bitcoin addresses don't require social security numbers like bank accounts. So it's a preferred method of payment for illegal activity, but this can be said for most crypto anyway. Also, Bitcoin is very energy intensive to mine. Since it's a proof of work cryptocurrency, miners solve complex calculations to validate transactions and create new coins.
Wow, it's just like real life, man. What the?
This has raised concern that Bitcoin has a large environmental impact, but in actuality, this promotes renewable resources for energy consumption. As of 2021, 76% of mining is done by renewable resources like solar, wind, and water. Elon Musk knows this, but on May 12th, shocked the crypto world by removing Bitcoin as a payment option for Tesla, citing fossil fuel consumption to mine goes against the forward-thinking company of Tesla. Now let's just stop for a second. How the does Tesla not know this before accepting Bitcoin as a payment?
So he probably wanted to reassess the situation, saying, wait a minute, what have I gotten into here? Do I not understand the environmental impact? And so now I think that he has encouraged a lot more conversation, a lot more analytical thinking, and I do believe he's going to become a part of the process.
Since the tweet, Bitcoin has dropped to a low of 30,000 per coin versus 58,000 per coin before the announcement. Regardless of intent, this was the beginning of the end for Elon and Bitcoin. The once praised, loved, memed figure who was going to take crypto to the moon is now being ruthlessly criticized for the recent crash, and there even is currency called Stop Elon and F Elon. Elon has even doubled down on criticisms by saying Bitcoin is centralized, which just isn't true, and Dogecoin is a better alternative. He even fired back by saying his experience at building PayPal makes him knowledgeable in currencies, but this wasn't without pushback, especially from Peter McCormack, saying PayPal was a centralized currency. Even the CEO of Binance, one of the largest crypto exchanges, tweeted on how hypocritical it is of Elon to be concerned of mining when his cars are just as environmentally unfriendly. Even the hacker group Anonymous sent Elon a message about the relentless trolling of Bitcoin and how it has hurt the working class trying to get into the crypto space.
The world. This is a message from Anonymous for Elon Musk. For the past several years you have enjoyed one of the most favorable reputations of anyone in the billionaire class, because you have tapped into the desire that many of us have to live in a world with electric cars and space exploration, but recently your carefully created public image is being exposed, and people are beginning to see you as nothing more than another narcissistic rich dude who is desperate for attention.
Elon has become so toxic to Bitcoin that even when he tweets, there's a dip in the price, recently posting a breakup meme of Bitcoin that may signify his end with Bitcoin altogether. Now, as of May 2021, Elon has confirmed Tesla hasn't sold any of its Bitcoin holdings. Altogether, Elon won't be directly affected by his actions because his fortune has been built outside of crypto. Now, for us that are avid investors, traders, and even just fans of the technology, this was a stark lesson in not championing an individual because of status and accolades. If you're OG to the Bitcoin, this dip is nothing new, but if you bought Bitcoin because Elon tweeted about it, you may be underwater. All in all, Bitcoin will return, the moon will be reached, and Elon will probably try to play it off as he knew he was going to do this all along.